Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm just here with my latest journal that I'm working on, and I thought that I would come along and just do a couple of page layouts with you guys. I filled quite a lot of it. Again, I'm trying to be a bit more eclectic and mix up my styles, kind of using bits that I have already made and not be quite so matchy-matchy. I've talked about this so many times. I'm sure it's boring to keep on hearing me repeating myself, but yeah, really trying to just kind of push myself outside of my boundaries and you know, use a more eclectic mix of things rather than just be limiting myself to, you know, oh, well, that doesn't quite match. And therefore, obviously, never actually using up things that I could do with using. So, yep, I've tried to kind of mix it in so that I've got much, you know, much more different looks going on and things like that. So I'm just going to continue on really. And yeah, I thought that I would come along and hopefully share the process with you guys. So here I've got one of those little envelope booklets that we've made, obviously, and we've done these in a mass making. I've done them in a tutorial. I've done them a few times because I really, really like these as an ephemera piece. And I'm just going to cut down a couple of extra sheets just to put inside that as a little booklet, like that. And then, to be honest, I just like to just staple these in. It saves kind of going across to the sewing machine. So I'm just going to literally, you know, fold that down so that I can get to the spine there. And then I'm just going to, oops, staple that in if I can get my stapler out. Yeah, okay. So like that. Oops, and then this page, this page here. Oh, as I'm touching it, it's moving, so about that. Right, okay. And then what I'm going to do is just do some string as my closure around there. And again, you know, I've done all of these kinds of things before, so it's not kind of anything particularly new. But having said that, I mean, there may be people out there who obviously haven't really come across my channel before and things. So, you know, hopefully there will be some sort of value for somebody. Here, this is some of that lovely snippet roll. That was the Joey DeFee idea of doing the kind of different scrappy snippet type pieces. So I'm just gluing down anywhere where it seems to be lifting slightly. Actually, it only seemed to be in that place there, so not too bad. And then I'm just going to take my string. Now I'm just wondering, do I want string or do I want baker's twine? I've got some pink baker's twine, so I'm thinking perhaps I prefer that. Maybe I will have to go for string, because now where I thought the baker's twine was, it's actually not. Oh, it's here. It's here, just beside my desk on the floor. So it's obviously rolled off of my desk at some point. So, well, let's go with the baker's twine. So, yeah, I can just tie that round here like that. Oops, like that. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is obviously glue that down onto the flap of the envelope. Now again, just purely for speed, I'm going to just use my hot glue gun, and that way I know it's glued down. I don't have to worry, you know, about it not being stuck down properly. So like that. Okay. And then whenever I use these envelope pieces, and I know I've talked about this before, I always like to put them in ways to the spine, if that makes sense. So, you know, when you've stitched your signature in, you'll have a curly book page, i.e. the one that's going this way, and you'll have the one that lies flat. I try and always have like the flap part of the envelope into this flat groove, if that makes sense. Failing that, you could go to, like, for instance, the opposite side, the other page that lays flat, and you could have it hooked on the edge. That would be another really good place. In fact, let's do that for a change on this one. I wouldn't have it on the curly page. That's just personal preference, but that's just something that I've kind of picked up over time to be, that doesn't really work brilliantly if you were to have it on the page that's curved. So I hope that kind of makes sense and maybe kind of adds a bit of, you know, a bit of value for anyone who's thinking of adding these. So again, I'm just going to be really super lazy and just hot glue this down. It's just, you know, so hassle free. I don't have to worry. And I know that it's just definitely glued down. So and I'm just going to put that as close to the edge as I possibly can, like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to untie my baker's twine so that I can just get in and then press that envelope crease down, just to make sure it's properly glued down, you know, and not going to be coming up at all. And obviously that's, you know, that's the bonus of that hot glue, isn't it? Because, you know, it's not going to be coming up, it's properly glued down, and I don't have to be worried about it at all. So again, just tie that back up. Now, I want to obviously decorate this envelope a bit further because for me it doesn't really feel like it's fancy enough. So yeah, let's just add a couple more bits and pieces onto here. So I'm just having a bit of a kind of, you know, look around the desk just while I'm here to see what I might have that kind of lends itself to being added. I've got a few sort of pinkish themed and yeah, pink themed things that I can pull in. So I'm just going to cut this book plate down. Oops. Like that. Okay. So this is obviously quite a delicate little pink one. And then what I'll do, I'm just going to obviously ink this up a little bit because it's now a bit too pink for the piece. So yeah, let me just grab my blendy tool. Oops. Just need to put another sponge on there because that sponge has seen better days. It's kind of like falling apart. So yeah, long overdue, changing my sponge. Right. Now I'm just using vintage photo here. I used walnut stain for a long time, and then it's still going actually, but you know, it was just beginning to kind of get a bit dry. And I thought, oh, I mix it back up and order the vintage photo. But now I can't decide actually which I prefer. I think the walnut stain was really, really nice for a change. But equally, I do really love the vintage photo. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what my preference would be. Right. Now I've got some of these gorgeous flowers, which I'm just using these all the time lately. They are so, so pretty. And I just got mine from Amazon. But yeah, they're really lovely. And they kind of just look good everywhere. Although I'm not sure they look great here, it's got to be said. But that's possibly the colour that I've chosen. So although this is not a great colour match, you know, ordinarily I wouldn't probably pick this colour. It's a bit more, oh, I don't know what colour you'd really describe this as, but it's definitely not a colour I would normally choose to go with kind of what else I've got going on this page. But weirdly, there's something quite nice about that. I think it kind of goes quite well. So yeah, I might go for that on there. Just again, having another bit of a look around to see whether I've got anything else that might be nice. Oh, I've got this as well. I mean, perhaps now I'm adding a bit too many different colours, or perhaps that one's better. Perhaps that's a better colour. I thought that other one looked really good, but yeah, maybe this one actually is better. So let's just take that one there. Okay. And then obviously I've got no lace on this page yet, so heaven forbid that we would have a non-lacy thing going on. So I think I might just add a little bit of lace just at the bottom of that envelope like that. So I'm just going to just round off, you know, a couple of the edges. You know, not that I want it looking round as such, but obviously they were pretty squared off. So yeah, I'm just going to glue that down like that. Okay, and yeah, I can just ruffle that slightly. Okay. Like that. Okay. And then my flower, just going to have here, I think. Whoops, it's now like stuck on me now with the hot glue thread, so sorry about that. Okay, right. Let's take the flower. Oops, try and hold that petal flat because it's just wanting to bend at the moment. Okay. Okay, so that one, and then I just wondered actually whether I could mix it with something else, so hold on a second. Might have a bit too much ivory going on here, but let's just see. Let me just ink this a little bit. And these seem to ink really well as well. So yeah, they're quite good from an inking point of view. Okay. Right. Let's just glue this one down. Okay. Like that. And then this one here. Okay, so that looks really pretty. And then my book plate, I'm wondering whether I could have it coming off of the flower. I just really like that look, you know, kind of almost like the flower centre is the book plate. So to do that, I'm just going to glue it on one end. Oops, into the flower. And now I've bent that petal round, I think. Oh, maybe I haven't. Maybe I haven't, no. So like that. And how pretty does that look? Just looks gorgeous, doesn't it? And then underneath here, we can always add something as a journal card here. So let me just pick off that bit of blue that I've just now dabbed onto the underneath. Right, let me see what I've got here that's going to be sort of semi-suitable as a journal card. You know, although I'm trying to be much more eclectic in my style, I still want to have it, you know, vaguely coordinating with something. So I could, I suppose, have this on here. That's not too bad. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. What do you think? Because I'm just going to glue that down, and that would be then a pocket on the page. Now, do I want to have it that way or that way as the pocket? I think probably this way, actually. So yeah, I can afford to come back quite a bit with that pocket if I want to. So I'm just going to glue this down. And again, just for speed, going with the hot glue. And yeah, just glue that down back there. And then I've got a nice big space here to be able to tuck things in and out of that pocket. You know, it's not kind of a tight space or anything. It's nice and roomy. So yeah, okay. And then just close this back up. And then probably do want to have some bling on here somewhere, because I haven't actually put any bling on here so far. So yeah, let's have a bit of bling. I've also got a bit more lace here, which, to be honest, wondering whether I might need a little bit more lace. So I'm just cutting this off. This was just you know, an old item of clothing, but just wondered if I could have a sort of jaggedy bit of lace somewhere. I love the appearance of lace that's very scraggedy, raggedy. Yeah. So let's just see. Oops. Would I prefer it on this side? Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? Okay. So yeah, just need to be a bit careful of my little flippy pad there. So I'm going to just pop it down just on here. Okay. Just like that. Yeah, and then I can close that. Ooh, close that down. And then just tie this up. So yeah, let's have a look and see if we can have any bling on here, because I haven't put any bling on. To be honest, I don't think I've really put very much bling in this whole journal so far. So I might have to kind of then work my way through adding bling in a few places, because you know, bling just adds so much to the finish, doesn't it? Right, just check in. I know I've now got a lot of lace going on already, but you know me, I just feel like I can never have enough lace. So yeah, I'm just going to cut down another bit just in case. Oops. Just in case I want to have more, even more, going on up here. I know that's a lot of lace on there, but weirdly, I do think that can take it. I don't think it looks too, you know, too overwhelmed, does it? It looks good having all that lace. So yeah, let's just pop that down. Oops. Again, just press that down. Just using my wipe because obviously that glue's a little bit hot and that lace is quite holey. So, yeah. Okay. And then just check where I want to have my bling, whether I want it up there or I think I prefer it still at the bottom actually. So just going to glue that down. Okay. And I've just tucked that slightly under that flower as well, which kind of makes it look, you know, more like it's all together then. So yeah, I mean, that page came together in no time whatsoever. I mean, obviously the element, you know, the main element, i.e. the envelope, was already made. But, you know, I mean, it took, well, can't really see, but I think 15 minutes to make that page. And how gorgeous does that page look? It's just really yummy, isn't it? So yeah, let's kind of have a look through now and see what else we're going to add in here. So, for instance, I've got this one here, which I might like to have on here. Now, I'm just wondering, I just wondered whether I could have had it actually on the envelope. But no, probably not. I've also got those gorgeous journal cards that I made that were inspired by Shanuki's channel. So we could even have those. Obviously it doesn't really fit. I'd have to cut it down a bit, but that's okay. I don't mind cutting it down. Yeah, just kind of deciding, you know, positioning of things where I would prefer things. I mean, that is very pretty on there, although I did really like this one on there too. So let's just see which looks better on the plain. Thing is, they all look so much better on the coloured, don't they? Yeah, they all do look much better on there. Let me just see whether I've got the other side. Oh, I've already used that there. Yeah, I've already done that. Let's have a look at this one here. That's not too bad on there. To be fair, I mean, that's even not too bad on there, is it? I've got this envelope piece. That's not too bad on there either. I'm just kind of looking through, seeing what other, you know, what other decorative pages I've got in here, and then, you know, decide from there, because I don't want to glue things on the wrong place and then think, oh, I wish I'd glued it there. I mean, that's quite nice in there as well. I did bring along a couple of pockets. I think this is probably a step too far for me. You know, I'm trying to be good and mix things up, but that probably, yeah, I think that's probably a step too far, to be honest, because I've gone with more lilacs and pinks, really. So, yeah, those for me are just, they're a little bit too wild and out there, I think. So, yeah, I don't think I will be able to incorporate those. I've also got this piece. So, yeah, let's kind of try and make a decision and commit to something, shall I? Let's have got this one. This one. Oh, I might prefer this here, actually, because that's quite nice on the back. Or even, wherever I left that other piece with those ladies, might actually prefer those. Oh, what have I done with those now? What did I do with those, indeed? Or I have got this one. Oh, what a tough decision. This is just turning into a nightmare, so I do apologise for this. I mean, I do really like that. What do you think? It does look very, very pretty, doesn't it? It does look pretty. Just going to check if I swapped it with this one. Maybe this one is better. I mean, there's not much between them, but yeah, this one just slightly looks better. So I'm going to glue this down. So this is just one of those belly bands with a flip out. And again, I could have it either as a pocket or a belly band. So I think what I'll do is have it as a belly band, just because you get a little bit more versatility then of how you want to tuck things in, because obviously, you know, if it's a bit of a bigger piece, it can always go right the way through and come out the other side. Whereas if it's a pocket, you are limited to, you know, of course it has to be something reasonably smallish, because otherwise the pocket's going to kind of swamp the piece. So yeah, it's a belly band, but it's over to the side. And then this piece here, and then just having a look, I've got some of my little framey type pieces on this sheet, which my printer kind of mucked up printing. So just going to cut this out. And yeah, we'll just see, because this might look kind of cute up there. You know, because really all you're trying to do is just add interesting pages, aren't you? And, you know, different bits and pieces to look at on the pages. So, I mean, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? I guess we could have it there. Looks nice, actually, either, you know, either side. I don't mind it either side. Yeah, I quite like that. So, probably here, I think. Yeah, probably there. Now, just wondering, do I want some sort of ruffle or something going down this edge? Because I think that would look nice. And also, do I want some lace coming out, just dangling down at the bottom of that pocket? So, again, just going to take this old, you know, piece of fabric from my old clothes. And, yeah, just see if we can kind of pop that there at the bottom. Like that. I mean, it just, yeah, just adds something to it, doesn't it? To have like little bits, you know, hanging out and, you know, hanging down of lace and prettiness. It's just so much more interesting to look at. So glue that on there. Again, just going to get rid of this sort of, you know, pointy kind of edge there. Okay. And yeah, going to have this here. So just want to glue this down on 3 sides. Okay, like that. Okay. Oh, how pretty does that look? Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Now, did I do those on that photo quality paper? I can't actually remember. I think I did. Yeah, I think that was what I'd used for those. So, yeah, that looks really pretty, and it's a good way to use that. Now, I happen to have an offcut here from the other side of some more of that paper, and it's just got one of those butterflies on, which I just wondered whether I could just cut that out and have it somewhere on here. Oh, just need to put my glasses on. Because obviously that would then tie in the 2 sides of the pages, which, you know, I'm all about that. If you can kind of tie things in from one page to the other, or one side to the other, or, you know, that's what kind of is going to give your journal a more cohesive kind of look. If you just randomly have something that, you know, doesn't appear anywhere else in the journal, and that's fine, and sometimes that does, you know, does work really wonderfully well, I think. But I would say, you know, 8 times out of 10, having not necessarily coordinated bits, but having bits that then have a similar theme is going to make it seem better still, if that makes sense. So by just doing that, that butterfly now is kind of like tied in from one side of the page to the other, and it's just kind of brought the two sides together, really, hasn't it? So I'm just going to put that there like that. Okay, so again, obviously just glue that on down. Yeah, that looks very, very pretty, doesn't it? And then here, I'm just wondering, because I've got some soft net, she says, and now I can't see it anywhere. Hold on. Have I got some soft net? That's the question. I always seem to have soft net, and now I'm looking for it. I don't seem to be able to see any at all. Oh, would you believe it? Come on. Oh, here we go. I knew I had some somewhere. So I'm just wondering whether I could just sit this on there. Again, just for sort of extra interest, really. So all I'm going to do is double this up like that, and then glue this down onto there, then cut around it, and then glue the whole thing down. So don't want too much glue, but just enough to actually be able to, you know, stick it down like that. Okay. And then just cut around there like that. Okie dokie. Cut that down there. Whoops. And just cut in my bottom piece like that. Okay. Just might want to take that down slightly. And again, you know, it's just given that a little bit more interest, hasn't it, than just having it kind of stuck on there, you know, naked. I mean, not that it was naked, but you know what I mean. It's now just a little bit more interesting. So yeah, I can now kind of just glue it all down. I won't bother putting it on as a pocket, to be honest, because, you know, I mean, I could have done, but yeah, I mean, I've got lots of pockets going on already, and yeah, I think it's fine just to have one or two things stuck down, not as pockets. So yeah, just kind of gluing that down. I mean, how gorgeous does that page look? It's just so scrumptious, isn't it? I mean, I love the whole girly, you know, pink everywhere theme. It's really, yeah, very nice to kind of have the excuse to just be completely pink and girly everywhere. But, you know, I do realise that's probably not everybody's cup of tea. But every once in a while, it's nice to do something really pink, really girly, really just, you know, out there. Right, I'm having a look for some ruffle. So I've got this ruffle, which is coffee dyed. Obviously was white, now coffee dyed. So I'm just checking. I'm not sure that that's quite right. I mean, I love the colour, but yeah, I'm not sure it's quite right here. I think perhaps white or pale pink, I think would probably look better. So I'm just having a look to see if I've got any just floating around on my desk. If not, I'm pretty sure I've got some behind my desk in my little jars. So let me just quickly pop this back and get some white. Hold on a second. Oh, now I'm torn because I've got some white or I've got some off-white. So yeah, let's have a look and see. Oh, and I've also got this white with some little flowers on. So let's just have a look. So I've got this white, which has just got some very delicate flowers, if you can see that. So that's really quite pretty. Okay, let's cut some of those threads. I don't mind it having threads, like I always say, but you know, sometimes they're a little bit too thready. Okay, so we could have that down there. It's quite pretty. And again, could just finish that off with the bow. That's quite pretty, isn't it? I've got off-white. Obviously this is a much wider kind of ruffle. I think it's too wide, if I'm truthful. Or I could have some plain white that perhaps would go the whole length of the page. So let me just quickly get some plain white that hopefully is a bit longer. So hold on a second. Oh, decisions. Oh, I just love how that page looks. It's so pretty. Every time I turn around and kind of it catches my eye, it's like, ooh, what yummy colours going on there. So let's just have a look. Could have my ruffle here, like that. And again, I mean, I could just still have the bow at the bottom. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? What do we think? Or do we actually prefer it with just kind of half the ruffle? Well, not half the ruffle, but you know, going not the full length of the page and then the bow like that. It's hard to decide, actually. I like both. I'm going to go with the smaller ruffle, I think. So, and again, just going to hot glue that straight down like that. And at this point, I can obviously be a bit more careful. Oops, how I'm gluing it. So I quite like mine at a bit of a curve, but not necessarily as curved as it was looking. So like that. Okay, and then can just put my bow just there at the bottom of that page there. So, And this again, obviously, is just a ready-made bow. Just before I go for that, actually, I've just suddenly seen I had another bow in this colour. I just thought, oh, do you know? I think that's the one. The other one was just floating on the desk, and so, you know, that was why I'd pulled that in. But this one just then caught my eye, and I thought, oh, actually, I think maybe this one is the one to go for. So, yeah, let's just go for this instead. So, oops. Now, I've got something funny going on with that stem, or leg, as I like to call them. So I just, by, you know, attaching the glue or putting the glue on carefully, I can just kind of then squish that leg down, you know, by gluing it, just to get the shape that I actually want going on there with that bow. So how gorgeous does that look? Oh, love how that looks. What do you think? Really, really, really gorgeous. So yeah, really, really pretty. So yeah, I just thought I would come along and obviously do just 1 or 2 little quick pages with you guys. Obviously, you know, this journal's got a lot more work to do. You know, I need to add ruffles and bling and all sorts of things all the way through it. But yeah, just to kind of give you a bit of a, you know, I guess some ideas really for just adding some of your ready-made pieces, and, you know, how you can kind of bring them together. So I mean, even though these are from very different kits and, you know, all of that, they just tone now really pretty, you know, really beautifully on the page, don't they? So yeah, I hope that you like them, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.